degrees from Northern Kentucky University and Villanova University, and he and his wife Stephanie live in Erlanger with their children. Please welcome Steve Knipper.
Thank you all very much. If there's one thing I've learned that's a takeaway for tonight, if you have not eaten anything all day, the last thing you want to do is have 3 big pieces of chicken that's going to sit real heavy on your stomach. So I'm just throw that out to you free of charge. I want to bring back truth, transparency, and choice to this office. And what I mean by that is this. I will give you an example. If you went into a bank, and this new bank that was federally certified said, hey, we have a brand new way of doing transactions. We have shifted all of our responsibilities to this third-party vendor. You're going to love the service. You come in there, you say, okay, great, here's my $500. They give you a paper trail, a receipt, and they say, here's your receipt. Thank you very much. Great. This works fantastic. You come back the second week, and you say, okay, here's my $500 this week's. And they say, thank you, here's your $500 receipt. And then you say, excuse me, can you tell me my balance? And they tell you, no, you can't. And the reason they can't is they say it's proprietary information. How many of you would bank there? None of you. Then why do you do that when you vote? Because the truth of the matter is, we give all of our voting responsibilities to a third-party administrator, from start to finish. That's the truth. We have contracts in the state that lock us in, from the programmers from the very beginning, till you count them at the end of the night. And I don't know what your opinion is on whether elections are stolen or not, but how would you know if we don't have control? It's that simple. It's literally that simple. The second thing that I'd like to talk about is you cannot get any information about that. Just like you couldn't get any information about your balance in the bank, you can't get any information. We have tried. I have tried and tried and tried and tried. And you will get stonewalled on how things work. You're told, just don't worry about it, everything's fine. The second thing, you can't get out of it. You cannot get out of it. By law, I like the fact that our Secretary of State is no longer calling them electronic voting machines. They are electronic voting machines. I've worked in the IT industry long enough. You can give a paper trail of anything, but guess what? They're still electronic voting machines, and that's the only choice you have. True leadership would be like in Arkansas, where the Secretary of State said, if you don't want these machines, you can get out. You can have paper ballots if you want. I will work with you. You don't get that choice in Kentucky. You don't get the choice in Kentucky to have your counties tell the Secretary of State, who's supposed to be a conservative, that he cannot have control over your county. If you don't want to do it, you should be able to opt out. Your county clerks should have the responsibility, not the Secretary of State. The Secretary of State should be serving your county clerks. That's how it's supposed to work. We should have smaller precincts, not larger ones. We shouldn't plan with a Democratic governor how we can get things that Allison Grimes wanted to get passed for years. How can we jam that in during the COVID crisis? These are things that you don't always hear about. And if you think it's easy to stand up here and say this in front of a room full of Republicans, you're wrong. But I do it because you need to hear it. Now, however you react to that, I can't do anything except to say, if you vote for me, you will get truth. You will get transparency, and you will get a choice. If you don't like voting machines, whether they have a paper trail or not, you do not have to use them. You have that choice. If you're a county clerk, you can run things the way you did. Your precincts can be small enough where you can have control of them. It's insane to think I'm a conservative and I'm running from a top-down management like the Gestapo. It's ridiculous. I get very passionate about this because I've been saying it since 2015. I said it to Ms. Grimes. I was one of the first people ever in the country in 2015 on KET in our debate to tell her, you have 18 counties that have more people in them, or more registered voters than you do people. And Mr. Adams can tell you all he wants that he took 150,000 people off the voter rolls, and that is a true statement. What he is not telling you is Allison Grimes took 175,000 and put them back in because the lawsuit that was filed to put them back in. So right before 2019, all those voters, 175 went up. If he's taken off 150, that's still net 25,000. These aren't my figures. What I've begun to do is every month, I go county to county, and I'm sharing with people in all the counties. Here is your true voter registration. And right now, Kentucky has 103% registered voters. Let me give you a clue about something. When you want to know something's funny going on with elections, you look at inflated voter rolls. There is no way we have 103% registered people. It's mathematically impossible. We need truth, we need transparency, and we need choice. And I would appreciate your vote on May 16th. Thank you.